Peter, you must be delighted.
Yeah, I am. I'm absolutely over the moon. You know, when I left the World Championship, I didn't have any expectations whatsoever. My confidence was so low, and you know, I've kind of managed to get my act together, and you know, I'm absolutely delighted to have got through.
How do you felt you played overall? You seemed
Yeah,
quite comfortable.
Yeah, I played pretty well for the most part, you know, and obviously you can play a little bit tactically, you know, because there's some inexperienced players here and that. But you know, for the most part, I didn't really need to. I played pretty good snooker, so I'm chuffed with that more than anything.
And for the first time, Q School was well, there were seeds for Q School. Did you find that's a kind of more fairer way to do things? Approach?
I think he was good, and I think what he's done is it's even the sections of the draw out, you know, so there's good players sort of spread out across it, and it's not just the pros that have fallen off, it's the sort of leading amateurs that got seeded as well. So, you know, I think it made it, I do think it made it fair, because it meant that everyone had to play 2 or 3 matches, and you couldn't get like all the good players in one section and not in another. So yeah, I think it worked pretty well.
And you're going to be a small handful of players who are over 50 on tour. Do you feel that age is an important factor in snooker, or do you feel you have the motivation and kind of the quality to go deep in tournaments?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, obviously, you know, because like Q School's really difficult to get through. It really is. It's brutal out there, but you know, it is a step down from the tour. You know what I mean? The standard is so high on the tour that if you don't bring your A game, you go back home in the first round all the time. So it's, you know, hopefully I can produce some of the snooker I produced out there and get some results, you know, but you just never know. You never know.
Taking you back briefly to last season, you played your son Ollie for the first time in a professional match in the Pro Series. How did you find that experience?
Yeah, it was awful. I think it was the worst. It was you know, because normally you play matches, don't you? You want to try and hammer your opponents, but it's tough to do that, you know. For both of us, we were both in the same boat. It was awful, you know. But we've had a tough couple of years, me and Oliver, you know, and the family and that, and you know, I'm happy that's behind me, as you know, and hopefully we can look to move on and both win some matches next season.
I remember he had quite a pivotal fluke against you.
Oh, he always does. He's the luckiest player I've ever seen.
Yeah. Would you be excited to play him again if that happened in the next 2 years?
No, it's a total nightmare. I mean, it's a nightmare when we play at the same time. So to be on the same table as each other, it's not very nice at all.
Well, what are your ambitions for the next 2 years, would you say?
Well, I said 2 years ago when I got on the tour that I really just wanted to enjoy as much as I could, because you know, I've got a lot of friends on the tour. It's great to go around the circuit with all your friends and do something that you love, because I do love it. You know, a lot of people say they're in and out of love with the game, but I love snooker. I've loved it since I first started playing at 14. You know, so hopefully I can produce a bit when I get there.
It's great to see you still competing. Well, look forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah, could I just say, you know, I'd like to say a quick thank you to all the people that have, you know, because, you know, a lot of my close friends and family, they know it's been a tough time for me and Oliver, you know, and you all know who you are, you know, the players on the tour and my friends and that, you know, and I really appreciate, you know, all the support that you've given us, you know, both of us, me and Oliver. But I'd like to say a special thank you actually to a lad that's playing here called Patrick Whelan, because he comes over to practice with me regular, and he comes over, he's trying to learn the game, he's just sort of starting out, and he comes over and often he loses, you know what I mean, and we had a bit of a, I wouldn't say a falling out, but he gave me a little bit of a ticking off about my attitude, and I'd want to thank him, because I never realised how bad my attitude was, you know, because of how I was feeling, you know, so I want to say a massive thank you to him, because I genuinely believe if he hadn't pointed it out what I was doing, there's no way, mate, I would have got through this. So I want to say a huge thank you to him, because, you know, it really did help me out, because my attitude stunk. But, you know, through no fault of my own, but, you know, I never really realised how it was, and so I want to say a big thank you to him, I really do.
That's great. Well done.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.